Hey YouTube, let's talk chainsaws. I've just serviced the Stihl, ready for today's effort on the driveway tree. And because yesterday I actually ran out of my usual chainsaw bar lubricant, to wit, used automotive Sump Oil, which is available in my hometown anyway for $0 if you turn up with your own container. And normally I turn up with my own container and my friendly local mechanic says, yeah, come back in a couple of days and I will have found time to fill it for you. So therefore, when I realised that I didn't have enough used engine oil in my ready use container, yesterday I topped up the used engine oil with about 200 mils of vintage 1960s 30-40 weight Golden Fleece engine oil, which, because I'd lost the lid to the jar, I didn't dare even trust it to put it in my generator's sump. So yeah, with a mixture of old modern engine oil, old unused engine oil and modern used engine oil, yesterday I cut for 45 minutes and I had no drama and everything was great. But because I expected to have to wait until Friday to get me fill of free bar lube, and I wanted to do something on the tree today, therefore I had to actually go and buy some chainsaw bar oil. First time for 30 odd years. I did used to buy bar lube, but what I used to buy was second-hand gearbox oil. This stuff, well, you go in there and they want $11 a litre for it, you know, and they then sell it to you for $10 a litre and you're supposed to feel good about that. Corrosion prevention, smooth cut, prolongs chain life, premium chain tack. That means it sticks to the chain when the chain goes over the end of the bar. This is good. Chainsaw bar oil, special formulated tacky lubricant designed to protect the chain and bar of all types of chainsaws against wear, rust and corrosion. Recommended for all petrol and electric type chainsaws. Its advanced formula and special additive pack reduces wear on the bar, chain and sprockets. It also flushes away dust, chips and sap from the working surfaces, ensuring smooth and consistent cutting. Its superior formulation lubricates chains and sockets and provides a barrier against corrosion, moisture and premature wear on the working surfaces. Suitable for the following types of chainsaws: Black & Decker, Dolmar, Echo, Hitachi, Homelight, Honda, Husqvarna, John Seard, John Deere, Kawasaki, Komatsu, Makita, McCulloch, MTD, Oleomac, Ozito, Palulan, Ryobi, Shindaiwa, Stihl, Talon, Tanaka, and many others requiring bar and chain lubrication. Customer benefits: tacky additives reduce throw-off or fling-off. Special additive system reduces wear of components, yeah, like it's a petroleum lubricant oil. Flushes chips, dust and sap from the working surfaces. Now the way to do that is to be carried along the top of the bar and flung off the nose. That's how you get rid of dust and dirt and wood chips. Fling it off. So how you quite reconcile flushes, chips, dust and sap from the working surfaces with tacky additives that reduce, throw off or fling off? So we have a bit of a own goal by the marketing Jism department of the Penrite chainsaw bar oil. Now the story is, if you go and use used engine oil, it's going to be allegedly corrosive. It's not as if it gets a chance to corrode anything, because it sort of sits in the tank and then it gets thrown off. And it's used on a constant loss principle. It's suggested that you're going to get the possibility of metal particulates from the inside of the engine, and they're somehow going to damage a chainsaw which has been paid to drag razor-edged knives through hardwood with sundry dust and rocks and bird shit and God knows whatever else introduced into the equation. I don't know why everybody wants to believe that it's a bad idea to use old engine oil as bar oil, but This chain had a link taken out of it probably 3 to 5 operating hours ago. When the link came out, they flipped the bar, and you can see there is just a slight little bit of a worn edge developed on the bar. That took probably 15 hours of operation to develop that, and it wasn't enough to be worth dressing and filing the bar, so they just flipped it over. No evidence of excessive wear, no evidence of corrosion. I've been using settled engine oil. I don't even bother to filter it. I just sit it still and pour from the top of the container. I go from one of them that's been sitting into one of them where it sits, and any sludge collects on the bottom of the containers. And it works, Kimosabi, it works. As I said, the only reason that I went and bought some of this was because I was already in the shop buying a litre of oil for my car, and I didn't think I could get this stuff before Friday. So we get to see how much better it is, if indeed there's any difference at all. In my estimation, we shall see what we shall see. The difficulty being that to get in a position to cut that, while it would be easy to stand on this and get up there and just cut that through there, there's going to be a fairly prodigious change in balance when that falls off. And it's going to go down there somewhere, and it's going to bash onto that, which is kind of like supporting all that, even though it's anchored at the root ball. Really, to be honest, the only thing that's stopping that from pivoting on that root and under there is that little broken rootlet there. That and that rock and that one wedged in there. So, in the interest of my better health, I don't think I want to stand there on the downhill side, just in case that pulls this whole thing into sweeping downhill. Unlikely, but what it means is I'm going to have to get back up there and climb up 3 trees high. A comment made on the point that this is one tree, part of an original coppice over there perhaps, but anyway, this is the bridge across to the root ball of tree number 2, with tree number 3 resting on top of tree number 2. And that there is where one gets to stand while cutting through there. Oh, what a marvellous idea. And it should work. And then after I get that high bit out of the way, then I can deal with what's on the ground. This and that are all part of the support network for the whole main trunk. Brake wear. That'll make for its own interesting tendencies when it comes time to cut it. But I think I'm going to begin by taking off this dead branch and then docking this into pieces that I can roll over the edge to sort of warm myself up and get psyched up for that thing. So that's the plan. Once more onto the breach. throws the oil just like the old oil throws. This could take a while. I'll stop the camera. Leverage. One is not as silly as one looks. Kind of self-explanatory. Okay, now the scary bit. Let's hope it goes well. Well, that was a bit of an anticlimax. I pulled out because I didn't want to get my saw stuck when the butt fell off, and it's going to get narrower in the bottom end of that crack as it comes down. And it's really, really hard to chop your saw out with an axe if you get the bloody thing stuck up there. So just keep cutting back up to it. And with that, I do declare duly reopened. Not quite back to its old former glory, but getting there. It was a big bastard of a tree, and happily it did not kill me, though not for any want of trying. And as you can see, the marvellous magical $10 a litre blue Penrite bar oil didn't stop the chain from getting hot and stretching, which I got to say, in yesterday's 1 hour of cutting, and 45 minutes, and today I only did 30 minutes of cutting, the chain did not stretch. So a person could pretty well say it's all marketing Jism. You just should use settled, used old engine oil, and it'll do just as good a job cutting the biggest, ugliest bastard of a tree you can imagine. Because that's my finding. And it wasn't that it didn't try to kill me. I can chalk up about 3 times where it had a pretty good go. And if I was a 300-year-old tree that had fallen over because some European colonist had come here and cut down all the trees in the valley and put the big one on the corner of a big chunk of edge effect with a topographical venturi accelerating the wind speed around it, and then another petrol powered white colonist comes along and chops up the carcass, yeah, why not try to kill him? It's only fair. It's my bloody civilization that's killed the tree, so why shouldn't it have a go at me? And by the same token, why shouldn't I make sure that it doesn't actually nail me? I'm not interested in dying just at the moment. It's all too fascinating watching civilization collapse. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. The driveway is clear. I did it. I done it. And I didn't fuck it up either. Ciao.